Man, hats off to Delaware State. It's tough to beat a team one time, yet alone three. And we told our guys, look, we've had success against them the previous two games, and it was kind of the discrepancy of the margin was, rather large. But that's a new basketball team. They finally healed, and they have some togetherness and cohesiveness, and they're playing together, and they have two of the best guards in the conference, and they showed it tonight. With Carter and Stansbury, they put on an absolute clinic, so they were really difficult to stop. Overall, we just wasn't worthy to win. We just wasn't moving the ball against the zone, and they set in the zone, and it's really difficult against their zone because they have a 7-footer who's going to contest everything at the rim. So they force you to make perimeter shots because you're really not going to get anything at the rim. And we struggled to make shots early. And our body language, we didn't get stops. We didn't communicate effectively on the defensive end of the floor, which is where we hang our hat. And, it's tough to play this game when you're taking the ball out of bounds all the time from underneath your goal. And, our body language wasn't good. Our energy wasn't good. And we were just bad, right, as a whole. And I take, the blame for that. Second half, we still didn't perform up to speed. We just had too many miscommunications and breakdowns on the defensive end of the floor. Then we started playing on our heels. We wasn't aggressive. We got in foul trouble. They made shots. We do something. They countered. Hats off to them. And I just didn't think we were worthy of winning the basketball game. To our kids' credit, they fought. And sometimes when you fight, you just give yourself a puncher's chance. Sometimes if you just close your eyes and swing hard as you can, you might land and connect. And that's what we did because execution-wise, we didn't fulfill our obligations of the scouting report and the game plan. And I thought Justin Wright was huge as usual. Marquis small speed was incredible down the stretch. He hit a huge three in the corner. Eric Boone started off really slow with unnecessary turnovers. And unforced turnovers, right? And we've been working with him on that, just throwing the ball. I just told him, throw the ball to somebody with a gray jersey on. Like, let's just do that. And, Chris Moreau stepped up and made some shots. So we got some significant stops and made significant plays at significant times. And, we can't keep living like cardiac kids. Like, we just can't do that. Shout out to Roy Williams. Roy been calling me and say I want to see a game, but he can't ever come back because we absolutely stunk when he came. But we did win, so we might invite him back. But our crowd was phenomenal. Everything was phenomenal about the game except for our unit, and we got to get better to put a better product out there on the floor.
All right, Coach, I want to follow up by first asking about Delaware State. You say it's hard to beat a team once, even tougher to beat them 3 times. Usually that third time is in the tournament. Now there's a potential maybe 4th matchup with Delaware State in March. I mean, what is it like having to go up with a team 3 times in a regular season?
I just relate it to life. As a kid, we got in some childhood fights and around my way, and one of the scariest things was if you beat somebody up, then you always had to look over your shoulder because you never knew what they were going to come back with, right? And that was just one time. If you beat them up twice, you really got to keep your head on the swivel. Now you beat them 3 times, you just don't even know, right? You might be at church and they ready to jump on you. So it's hard. It's tough. And they're a much improved basketball team, man, and they're finally healthy, and they're a problem. Right, they're a problem. Don't look at their record, right? Because they had a year end of injuries that they suffered. But everybody's healthy. Coach doing a great job with them, and they definitely have our respect.
Coach, you mentioned this team living like cardiac kids. I think this is the 5th time this year the Eagles have come back to win from trailing by 10 or more points. Today is the largest comeback of the year of 12 points. What is it that this team finds?
I wish I knew, because whatever we find, we need to find that at the beginning of the game, right? And so, they're fighters. They do have pride, man, and that's a testament to who they are and their character. But I wish we can do the right thing and not put ourselves behind the 8 ball.
And then Justin Wright, a career high today. He keeps pushing his career high up. Every chance he gets an opportunity. 32 points, 20 points. After the halftime break, including overtime. He just continues to develop. Where do you think he's been getting that from, and how do you think his teammates have helped him as well?
So it's always been in him. He's a winner, right? The last play of the game, we called timeout. We really thought they were going to foul. And then I saw that they weren't going to foul, so we kind of called the audible, and I told Marquis just throw it to Justin. and we'll live with what he does with it. And he just stepped up and made a shot. And he's the only kid on our team right now who would have made that shot, right? Because we just believe that the universe gives you exactly what you give it. This game gives you exactly what you give it. If you topsy-turvy and you cheat this game sometime, it's going to cheat you back. But that kid don't never cheat the game. He comes every day. And what you see out there on that court, that's him every single day, right? It's not an exaggeration. It's not the homogenized version of himself or the 2% version of himself. It's the whole milk. That's who he is, the organic, whole almond milk or whatever you want to call it. That's who he is, and we can live with that. And so sometimes as a coach, you just got to get a ball to your best player and get the hell out the way. And that's what I told everybody else. And he stepped up and he made some shots, and hats off to him. He got us out this gym tonight.
All right, Coach, I don't want to ask you specifically, but what did you say to this team, and how do you prepare them next for Maryland Eastern Shore on Monday?
Well, we got to respect the game a little more. We didn't have a good practice 2 days ago, and I saw it coming. I told them, I'm not trying to be clairvoyant or prophesize, but when you've been around this game as much as I have, you know the lessons, right? You know the humble lessons that this game will pull you by your collar and discipline you if you don't. And we needed that discipline because they thought it was going to be sweet. They thought it was going to be easy. They thought they was going to roll over. And that's human nature. When you beat someone by 30 points one time and 17, and you kind of think, okay, it's going to. But I told them all week, this is not the same Delaware State basketball team. You're going to have to step up and play. And they force you to make shots. They're going to stay in their zone. They committed to that zone, right? And they're going to force you to step up and make shots. And if you have an off shooting night, which we couldn't throw it in the ocean, in the first half, then, you're going to struggle. And coach is doing an outstanding job with them, they're taking their personnel and putting them in the appropriate positions.
The only thing I know is we had a play drawn up for me to run down the court, and I was just going to stand in the corner for the three. But when they backed up, Coach Moton just was like, Justin, go get the ball and go down the court. So my instincts was the quickest open look you get, just let it ride. And that's just what happened. So I just thankful, blessed was for it.
Coach Moton says you get out of the game what you give it. He says that you put in that same energy all the time. What drives you in basketball?
Really my mother. She just made me wake up every day and just want to go get it, play hard, work harder. So everything I do in basketball, me striving, me getting better, me push myself because of my mother.
Justin, you get this win today. How good does it feel to be able to come back and grab this win?
It feels good. We've been talking about it. We control our own destiny, and this win was big for us. And I'm happy that my team accomplished it. Thank you.
All right, well, you went down early against Delaware State. What were you telling each other while you were trying to figure out what to do?
At first, we was like all minds just everywhere. We couldn't get ourselves together. We started arguing a little bit, but, I just brought everybody together and told us, this is us right now. It's only us right here. Don't worry about the fans, the coach. It's just us right now, so we got the grit and go get it.